everybody, welcome to another episode of Clark's Farm. Please don't forget to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. You get notifications of our video out every Monday. This week we are talking about the highs and lows, how much we earned, much we lost in the Agri Hire of the hire shop. I'll show you what was the best earner, what was the worst earner, what we delighted we bought, what we regret we bought. Also do a little bit more work around the shed and check the cows up the mountain to see how they're getting on. So yeah, let's get at it. So, just up on the mountain here, dropped that bale off there now. Every so often I'd like to just come up to walk around the cows, checking to see how they're doing. The closest one to calve, there's a batch of them actually ready to calve in 55 days. So we'll be starting to keep a closer eye on them now. Just want to check, see if anything's lame, any of them's all alright. So it does no harm to walk through them and have a look. Funny, like that great cow weather in there now, and you think they'd be itching to get up to the bales. Not one of them come up and I opened the two bales there, and I drove down to them, and then they followed me up again. But you'd think they'd be mad for silage out of that cow weather, but no, we're content enough yet. This one here, that's one of the heifers that we bought whenever we were selling our weanlings. It's one of the first we drew, and it's the other one that I bought. I think that's it there. I think I need to check. But yeah, I suppose they're due to be calved in the first, one of the first ones to calve. So I think it's not that big, that one, to be that close to calving. So I don't know. Hope it didn't lose his calf. I think that's the one there that I bought there. Pretty sure that's it. It's got a bigger belly on it compared to the other one. So, I don't know. But yeah, they're doing well in general now. Happy enough with that. It's good to walk through them and see how they're getting on. So, just going in to feed up here and notice that this batch has got a whole lot bigger. They've busted the gate open. This is the wee divider getting me and Gavin put on here. So I was looking there, the hole that holds it is sort of getting wear to one side. So I'm going to have to look about putting a plate on that or something. Fix that. I'll get a plate on there or something. So it'll hold that gate properly. So I will. So we'll get that done now. So I called away yesterday and couldn't get at this, but I was looking right there, and this is a lawnmower blade, and we have any amount of these here. This is a scrap one, big chunk out of the have it. And this will just do my job lovely. Hole in the middle of it, that's where your gate goes in, and we'll stick two bolts in here, and this will be handy for me. So I'm going to cut the two bits off around this here, bolt it onto that wall, and hopefully that should keep the gate from being busted. So I'm going to get the grinder here now. So, this is the plate I'll cut, I'll buff down the edge of it, and that should do my job. apologies for all the shouting. Guy's feeding up there at the minute. How shout away there.
There. Loosen this off a bit. Boom. Now, the reason why I put that at an angle was the way the wall was cut, there was chunks out of it. That was the best way to put it, to get it sort of half flat. So I'll tighten this up and hopefully this gets latching it. The hole is fairly tight, so I don't have much room for manoeuvre on it. Get the trusty Milwaukee on here, short whoopers. The whole thing's spinning, surely. There we go. Pull the socket off. Now, well, I'll just check this, I'm sure it'll close properly, and then we'll get the grinder and nip them. I'd say this bolt sock, because that'll just tore the side of somebody that. So now, moment of truth, I say a wee prayer here. Look at that there. That is a good job. Gets going nowhere now. I can't believe that worked. First time too. That's a good job. Happy with that now. Hopefully that should keep them busted open. So today we are only after finishing up what we do every year. Is take a look at the previous year's figures for the hire, plant hire side of things, and see how much made what, and what went well, what should we be looking at buying again and replacing stuff and all. So I just want to talk you through some of the agri side of it. What worked well for us, what didn't work well, with all the new stuff that we bought last year, how did they go for us? And Gavin is going to sort of talk us through this. He's the one who's all the figures, so yeah.
So we're saying this is probably the oldest part. This is probably the oldest machine that we have in the farm fleet. The Fleming side discharge. She made very little this year, mainly because we have the spread point, which is obviously the newer one, and she's too old for our fleet now. It's more of a backup, more so than a main hire. So you can't really criticise the side discharge for it. You need to be looking at the spread point and it together to see whether it's worth buying a new one or another one. They wouldn't be busy enough to get to even have a second one, a second new one, if you know what I mean. Especially now with the rear discharge. I'll talk about it in a minute, how it went this year, but the discharge seems to be taking a bit of work off them.
And on that note, this machine, now the guard is off because we had to replace a bearing on it. We're just greasing the chains and stuff, checking it all over. But this machine is going up for sale. I will let you know whatever figure we work out with. I'd be guessing probably in around $2,000 for it.
Experience isn't cheap. Experience not cheap.
So yeah, so if anybody is in the market for a side discharge, it is a good machine. It'll all the weights and plates and all in it.
To be fair, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and we keep them to get greased and oiled and everything with it whenever they need it. But it's just, you can't send out the older looking plant, because as soon as they see that it's older looking, people don't want them.
So you need to keep it fresh in this job. So yeah, with the Hire 15-ton dump trailer, this trailer is now how many years old?
18, I think, or so.
Date manufacturer. 2020.
There you go.
This is something we looked at. We talked about we were going to change it this year, just to keep it fresh. But then we get hit of the bombshell that she needed tyres.
Yeah, well, going down the road there one day and one blew out, and then because she had the weight on her, the other one blew out, and I was like, this isn't happening again. So I put 4 brand new tyres on her, the exact same again. Went for the BKTs as well. Wasn't that much of a price difference, and the first BK2s that was on her lasted almost 4 years. The first year in any new implant that you get in the hire yard doesn't do well. It just takes time for people to know that you have it. So if I get 2.5 to 3 years out of these tires, I'd be happy.
As I always said, anything like 4 years to tires, probably the normal man will be saying, geez, they were brutal. But if you're talking about hire and stuff, it gets the world of abuse all the time. Well, 95% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, you're dealing with people there who know nothing about drawing dung or anything, or drawing soil with. They're getting rough and ready with, and just.
And whenever, like, if you have your own dump trailer, you might utilise it 10% of the year. Whenever a dump trailer's out in the hire, it's used night and day. For as long as them boys can drive it, they will be using it. Like, and that's just part and parcel of the game. So you can't take how long stuff lasts in a hire as gospel. But yeah, if it withstands the abuse of the hire trade, then you know it's on the money there.
So this trailer here won't be for sale this year, will be for sale next year. Will we go for another hiring again? Unless somebody else comes in with a mediocre deal. Paddy Phillips is your cue to step in here. But yeah, it would take a lot of convincing not to go for another hiring. It's done exceptionally well. It's a real good, solid trailer. Trailer looks really well now for the work that it's done. Yeah, hiring, it's good, real good solid trailer. We've had hirings for years and years, and always was a good trailer. Yeah, so that's that. So the worst machine, the worst purchase money wise we done was the stone picker. To say it's a worst purchase wouldn't be the right thing to say, because it is such a good machine. It does its job exceptionally well. It's just leaves you with a very tight window every year. You have to look. You know, it's at the start of the season, the end of the season. It has to be really dry. And when it is dry, everybody wants it at the same time. So you're limited, and like, no man's taking that for a couple of hours. Any man's taking that, it's at least a day, maybe 2.
I think this year will probably change up, because it's such an accessible machine. You can't have the same pricing as you would as to say like some of the rear dust charge. Because the rear dust charge, you do it in the rain, you do it in the dry, it doesn't matter. So I would say we'll have to charge extra for it. Normally on a weekend you'd pay for a day and a half. You get it Saturday morning, you get back Monday morning. With the stone picker, because it's such a tight window and such high demand in the tight window, you'll have to pay for the 2 days in the weekend, as in the Saturday or Sunday, or else the next man will have to get her on the Sunday regardless.
The way we've worked it out, that if we continued going at the pricing, how much is that a day?
That there is £250.
It's £250 a day at the minute. If we continued on the way we're going on, it would take us 10 years to clear the price of that machine.
Actually, judging by this year, it's actually double that. But
20 years, even worse. Yeah, so look, we're not regretting buying the machine. We just need to relook the pricing. I know there's only so much you can charge to make it viable for people as well. Like, there's no point in the machine sitting here the whole time because you're charging too much for it, but it's something we're going to have to look at, sit down and work out what can we put that out at.
Another option we were sort of looking at was hiring it with a driver.
But that means having a driver, and obviously you're putting more hours up your tractor, and it's the whole different ball game too. But it's something we'll have to look into. But yes, on record for this year, she is the worst compared to the worst earner. She should like compared to the depreciation.
Yeah, if you include depreciation, she's in the minus.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
But
look, it is what it is.
So some machine has to be the worst. Yeah, so here's the other side discharge we have. It's a spread point. Another good machine. Seems to be taking abuse well. Looks well there now. No paint flicking off or anything. But yeah, as for costing wise and money,
cost wise, she doesn't cost much because it's very easy to see what she needs straight away from after hire. Like if it needs weight on a plate, the customer gets charged for that. It gets charged on its way out, it gets charged on its way back in. So other than burns, it doesn't really cost much, and she gets greased every time she comes out, every time she comes in, and oiled, so that doesn't really happen too much.
We to try to be fairly strict with machines like this. Check and make sure it's got a full set of weights, full set of plates in it. It needs cleaned out there now. Like, it's all lights working and all. It just means that when any man's coming in to hire that machine, it's working to its full potential. It's not like heap of plates missing off it and stuff. It's not flinging the dung as well as it should be. We want any man coming in and saying that's a good machine, it works well, it's worth the hire.
Just as you're talking about the paint and stuff, if you look at that spread point is actually older than that Abbey tanker beside us. Look at the paint. I know discharge obviously, or the side discharge has less paint on it, but like
the quality of the paint's far better on
the Abbey.
The Abbey.
The Abbey's
Oh, that spread point compared to the Abbey.
You know, tankers, their maintenance is very little. Now, I just have to check the figures, not the 1600 beside it there, but
the 1600 gallon obviously is the one we got this year. We bought that off Meaty Farm Machinery. It's the first one we had with the dribble bar. Was a good machine, wasn't overly that busy though. I thought you would have done better, but once again, as Gavin said before, it's the first year of having it. It nearly takes a year to get people talking about having it, seeing it out, and then say, oh jeez, I must hire that. Like, and then also we're sort of ahead of the curve here, that we know it's going to come in at some stage that you have to use the dribble bar, and whenever it comes in, look, it'll be flat like that.
On the point of the dribble bar, I will see what your opinions is on it. She's hired out as a dribble bar as it is, but there's an awful lot of talk about the splashets on the end of the pipes. Would yourselves or people be more interested in hiring it if it did have that, or would it make much of an odds?
Splashes do look to be a good job. I seen Red House Holsteins now putting up the video saying they hate the dribble bar and with the lines and stuff left on the ground. Yes, I would agree with them to a certain extent. The dribble bar isn't as good because you do see the lines in it. There's no doubt about it. There's no way, and we can deny that. But unfortunately, it's the road that's going. We're going to have to go to dribble bar. So, but yeah, maybe splashes is something we should do. But financially, how did they do?
Not. It probably would have covered itself with the depreciation and whatnot, but I'm not unimpressed with it. I'm not one to make screaming and saying yes, I need to go. Next year I'm going to buy another 3 of them. Because it's the first year, you can't. It's not like the diggers and stuff. You can't. There's a lot smaller margin in farming and stuff as well. Machines go up, the prices go down with them. The higher prices go down with them, so it's sort of an awkward one. But I'll be good to sort of. We've got a marker point for this year. I'll tell you about the next year when we get an hour or not.
Us too. It was a very big investment for something that you can't
really charge all that much more for it. You can charge a certain amount more. But yeah, look, it was a good machine. I wouldn't be running it down anyway. It done all it needed to do. But yeah, that's all we can say about that.
These machines,
I don't.
Slurry mixers, can't go wrong with them. Literally the only thing that goes wrong with them is rubber bar at the bottom. Very handy machine.
And shaft covers.
And shaft covers.
As you can see here. But that's something we brought up in a meeting there recently that we need to get stricter about. We need to make sure everyone has a new shaft and covers and all on. We need it. That's a whole different discussion, but it needs to be covered. Like.
These go out. They're always busy. They don't make it. You don't get charged that much for them. I think they're £45 a day. Not much, but they're handy earners. Don't have to look at them that much. Very little maintenance, and everybody needs them. You know.
Money wise,
I think they're only a couple of grand a year, but you'll not make a fortune in them, but you'll not lose money in them either. You have to have them in. If you're hiring 2 tankers or 3 tankers, right, you need a slurry mixer.
yeah. So that's like usually we would say a slurry pump should cover itself in 2 years. Pay for itself in 2 years, and we try to get a 3rd year out of then to just sort of make a profit out of it, and then that's when we would change it again and keep it fresh. And once again, it's the same thing. If the pump's not pumping right and people saying it's load of scrap, you'll soon get a bad name with yourself. You need to keep stuff fresh, keep turning it, and that's why we have 2 of them. NC Super 3000, good pump. They're not a massive pump that you need a massive tractor for. It's the small man going in hard and still do it with his own tractor, and that's why we have 2 of them. They're fairly out regular, and it's the other thing is like as soon as the dry spell comes in at the start of the year, everybody wants them, and that's why you need 2 there to keep the whole thing turned over. But yeah, slurry pumps are a good investment, a good hire. So next on the list is the silage sealer and the rear discharge spreader. 2 new machines for this year.
I love the silage sealer, mainly because it looks cool.
It does look cool as well.
The money wise did a lot worse than the rear discharge behind us, and not as great as this dribble bar either. I think lack of advertising probably was a key to that there.
It's a new machine. It's something it's new to us this year. It took a while for it to get out, and then obviously with Diane and all, we sort of the foot off the gas a wee bit, and probably should have pushed it more when we in prime time.
Because you need it. Well, I think we need to be pushing, ringing boys up, seeing them what their plans were before the silage season comes. But when the silage season starts, everybody's organised, everybody's got going. You know, the new trailers ordered or whatever, I don't know, maybe a bit hiring it or whatever. So yeah, I think this year we'll have a tail more so of it.
Did you cover yourself?
No, not so.
No, not even close. So there will be no new sales still on this year anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, it is what it is. It's here. It was never going to be a big earner the first year anyway.
Yeah.
It's a new market for us, so it's the same with the new Belter. Whenever it comes, it'll have a slow first couple of years until people get used to it.
Dump is the exact same.
That's right. Yeah, and now look at it. So it's when 4 years in, and it's a fairly good earner now. So
rear discharge here behind us. Love it for the sake of it was one of the highest earners. Definitely, that was a good investment. It was very little maintenance. Great backup to be fair to Campbell.
She does need a wash there to be fair.
She does. She's literally she back in yesterday and Sunday where he was stuck, so I let him in yesterday. But
we will not reveal who that is, as we know you should not be spreading tongue this time of year, but he wanted to go ahead and we weren't going to stop him. So she was washed up, parked up and greased up and all, but look, she's there to hire, so if a man wants her, he gets her.
Any time of the year, I don't care what. But no, very, very good. I will not be running out to. You're not making millions in any of these machines, but I would say not this year. Start of next year, we'll be probably looking at maybe another one. So you mightn't get to the full 4 to 5 years before we need now.
As long as Carl sharpens his pencils and gives a good deal.
Keeps us right.
What else we got here?
Disc. She was this year as well, I think.
Well, there's two of the discs here now. We bought an additional one. We actually bought one to try and change the other one, and then they got busy, so they kept the two of them. So yeah, how'd she do?
She no, she done well. She definitely covered herself a bit more. But because there's two of them now, you just obviously what they're making, and it's sort of split a wee bit more. So you can't say she's not doing as well as the last one because there's two of them now. That's what I'm trying to explain. But no, I'll be happy with them. I'll always keep a desk about. I wouldn't be going for a bigger one. For the simple reason is any man who takes her loves her for her size. I haven't heard any complaints about her being too small. So yeah, no, very happy with her. Very little maintenance. Just keep her greased, check the burns, and keep the burns tight. There is a bit of maintenance on her, and with them rubber burns.
These here, I'll show you these are rubber burns here. Look at this in here. That needs fixed. These always pop out. That's an issue. And when you do lose one of them, what's they pay to replace?
I think they're £15, but because it takes so long, like you have to take that whole thing apart and possibly put the other ones back and forward. We're talking about 25 quid every time.
Yeah, and like that, and like you have 4 of them on each one. It's like it can come into a few pound if it's not looked after and not checked. But that's saying it's up to us as much as the customer. We need to make sure all the belts are tight, there's nothing wrong on it, and check everything's greased, and that's where you have to meticulously be doing that. Yeah, anything else? Toppers, handy to earner. They don't cost much, and maintenance is pretty low. I think that Wiley broke a blade, which I was sort of a bit shocked at but again, it could be an animal that was using it maybe, but it's just a matter of replacing it and away you go. But wouldn't be one of your highest earners, but it's not to be daft at either. It's one of those things you have to have. It's definitely better than the 8-foot lemon anyways, I'll give it that. Or 9-foot lemon. She is a lemon of a yoke.
The sprayer was worse because it didn't hurt at all.
Oh. Yeah. Sprayers, it used to be flat out years ago with them, and the whole thing with the license and stuff came in, that made the sprayer just non-existent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Expecting probably the belt clamp maybe to be busier this year with a new belt tiller, I'd imagine.
Ah yes, the soft hands for the McHale soft hands.
Possibly, maybe. Can you get ramps? I think you can get ramps for the belt tiller, for the loaders.
Oh yeah.
Possibly need to look into that, Carl, if you're watching. But yeah, no, that's a bit of a prediction for this year maybe.
So it's absolutely freezing here. We're just going to run into the office here now and give you actual figures. I know that's what you are looking for. So we're not going to obviously reveal everything, but we'll tell you what sort of money we're talking about for the best earners and obviously the worst earners, what they're taking in throughout the year.
Here we are. This is where the magic happens.
So, just into Gavin's office here.
Davey Cully's podcast to have Magners car, just saying.
Well, it's your office, you should have Magners.
And Budweiser,
you can keep it. Yeah, so just say we're getting into the hate, talk about figures and stuff. So, I'm sure you all want to know what actually money-wise we're talking about there. So, as you said before, the best earner for the Agri side of it was the rear discharge spreader.
Yeah.
And she took in a grand total of, was it 9,600?
Yeah, I think it was around 9,000. excluding your cost or whatever, like.
Yeah, obviously you're.
I'll get the raiders stored up now.
Tax and stuff coming out of that too. But yeah, 9,500 for our first year was exceptional.
Yeah, roughly, it's very hard to, depreciation is very hard to calculate, especially in the farm equipment, because there's strong second-hand value, but to depreciate very quickly to that value, to sort of bottom out quickly. Well, we calculated roughly about $4 grand of a depreciation value for it.
So like, you take that out of it, she's done alright. Yeah, she was grand. Other things like the.
Another thing with that discharge, she probably will need. It's a bit like the dump trailer. She'll need money spent on her probably middle of next season. Towards the end of next season, she'll need like the wear teeth and all changed. Whereas this year, you obviously didn't need to do it.
Well, funny, whenever Carl came up and looked at it, there was an issue with the ram and that spreader. And Carl came up and sorted, and he couldn't believe to see how much work she actually had done. He said that machine must have had 1,000 loads through it. He said that thing has been busy. And to be fair, she has been, we knew that. But we sort of anticipated that you would be keeping that machine for 5 or 6 years. But the looks of the whole thing, I don't think it'll make it. It'll probably have to change in 3 or 4 years' time, I would say. The likes of the plant hire stuff, like the likes of diggers and stuff, we would usually, like, there's nothing really over 3-year-old, maybe 4-year-old at a push. But the farm stuff, we could keep it a lot longer because it's obviously seasonal and it wouldn't be out as often as the diggers and stuff.
The utilisation rate in the farm, like if you have a utilisation rate of a digger over 50%, then they say you need a new one, like or another one. Whereas the farm is completely different. You're talking between 10 and 20% of them. You know, but that's just the game they're in. The horse says they're seasonal. You know,
you're never gonna make a living out of hiring unless you have a massive quantity of stuff. But it's a good additional side piece for us having the hire shop.
Plus, it's ideal for us to do with the farm.
Yeah, we have it there to use ourselves as well, which is a big bonus. So the wash machine was, obviously we said before, was the stone picker.
She took in a measly £4,000, which, yeah, you're saying £4,000.
It's a lot of money, but when you count the price of that machine, which was
40,000.
40,000, yeah. So as I said, 10 years for the pair of clearers have, but that's not even taking in any of your costs. And
she had £700 spent on her this year. Now that's not including labour, that's not including consumables, that's just literally parts we had to buy in. That's not including anything that we had in stock either.
And like, well, I suppose £700 of that, certain amount of that went to the customer because some of that was the tines and things like that. One of the major breakdowns for her was she'd done the shaft in, and we had issues with her breaking welds and stuff. So I don't know if it was a fault in the machine or what, or well, obviously it was a fault in the machine, she shouldn't be breaking welds. But yeah, look, it is what it is. What's next on the list then?
1,600 with the drill bar. She took in.
That's the tanker with the drill bar.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. She took in 3,200. Not bad by any stretch of imagination, but again this year, like our utilisation rate was 13%, so probably not bad for actual farm machinery, but
she needs to be busier. Needs to be taking in far more to cover our costs.
Yeah,
cover the finance of the machine, cover everything. It needs to be busier. But once again, tankers is something like that 1,300 gallon Abbey we have out there. She is 2021 and we have no notion of changing it anytime soon.
It took in about as much.
So like, yeah, there you go. Like, yeah, that's in the 1,600 gallon. It's not a 3-year turnaround. It's you're looking. You'll be keeping that machine for 5, 6, longer, 7 years.
But But it's just interesting that, and probably need to talk to customers myself whenever they're dropping the 1300 back. Is it because she's a splash plate that taking the 1300, or is it just for the sheer handiness of their size? Just to see, at the end of the day, that's what you're doing it for, is for the customer, it's not for what we want. Like. So we need to see their opinion, and if it is because of the splash rate, then when we look at the splash rates.
Yeah.
Possibly. Post drivers, well, actually, when have we seen it?
Yeah, we can talk with post driver out there.
There's 2 of them there. That was actually, I ordered one weekend, and Dad, when he was here, he didn't realise I had one ordered, and he ordered one as well. So next thing 2 landed, and we just looked at each other and went, alright, that's how it is then. So these figures are a wee bit low on it, but well, there's the busier one that took in £1,000 for the year, which is dead on. Like the last year.
It's the Malone's post driver. We've always had Malone post drivers. They've always worked really well. But yeah, that like what happened there with the ordering that we've changed our system since that. We've weekly meetings now and all, and we discuss what's ordered and what's not being ordered and stuff like that. So that eliminates that problem. But it was comical now to see the 2 machines landing and the 2 of them looking at each other and say, "What the hell happened here?"
The thing was, the original post driver was sold, and a customer rang me looking for one, and I was like, "Yeah, I get you one in." And then another customer rang Dad, and he's like, "No, I get you one in too." And it worked out well at the time because the 2 of them were at the same time. But somebody
do we have enough work for 2 post drivers?
No, absolutely not. Don't. No. One of them would have waited like.
But look, it is. They're not big. It's not a big thing to be buying like.
Let's see what else. The tiller or
discs.
Yeah, that came in this year. It made about what was that, 1900. Yeah, well, the thing about the new disc was it took in 1900, and it didn't get any maintenance this year.
Yeah.
Whereas if I look at the old disc, one, it was out of action in the middle of the season when we needed it, and it had £900 spent on labour. So
there you go. You can't. You like when you need a machine, it needs to be working. It broke down during the middle of the season. It's no good to nobody. You let customers down. It's not earning when it should be earning. It's lying there now. You need to be maintaining the stuff in the winter time, and then plus 2. It's something that you should be looking at to say, is it something we need to change? Is it something that needs to be sold off? It's
that second disc. It's a backup when somebody's busy, or if one breaks down or whatever. I wouldn't get rid of the second disc, but I wouldn't be buying another new one, just 2 new ones.
Yeah. But
that's the same. Workshop days. It was 71 days in the workshop this year. Like that's
no good.
That's no good. No.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So we just want to give you a bit of an insight on what, was earned and what wasn't. Yeah, I'm sure any user hearing that is not rushing out to start up an Agri Hire company, but as I say, it's a sideline piece for our plant hire. It works well for us, and it gives us the option of having the machines there for the farm. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, that's all we have time for this week, folks. Please don't forget to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. You get notifications of our video out every Monday. Drop any comments you have below. Give us advice on the splash hits. If you think it's something we should do, let us know what you think of the plant hire. Any advice, what we should be looking into, anything that you would think that would hire well. Drop it all in the comments. It's all appreciated.
If you have questions about anything that we do have or what we think of it, don't be afraid. We'll let you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, if it's something you're looking to buy yourselves and looking at advice on machines and We tried a lot of different machines out, and anything that sticks higher, it's getting the worst abuse the whole time. So 6 higher, it is a good machine. But yeah, so drop the comments below. It's all appreciated. Check out the website for merch, and all the best. Good luck.